Hey, what's up everybody? So working on the 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. It's got the 3.6 liter V6. I believe it's a Pentastar. I'm not sure. We're having overheating issues. I've already changed the thermostat. When you change these, it comes as one piece, one assembly piece. Tested the coolant, did a exhaust what's it called, the exhaust leak test. So what you do is you put the tool in the radiator, and then you fill it with this fluid, and then you start the car. You got to make sure the coolant level's a little bit lower than the neck, so you don't suck up any coolant when you're squeezing the ball. But you start the car, you let it run for a little bit, and then you squeeze that ball and it starts sucking any exhaust gases that are entering the coolant system. If you're getting any exhaust gases in the system, the fluid will turn from a blue to I believe a yellow, if I remember right. Anyway, it'll change color from blue to yellow, something like that. Even went and changed the radiator, so it's got a brand new radiator. You can't see it because of the condenser, but there's a brand new radiator in there. You might be able to see it from here. Nope. But the only reason to replace the radiator is because I had a little pinhole leak in it. So that eliminated any blocks inside the radiator, because if you have a blockage in the radiator, that can cause overheating issues. What else did we do? Fairly new water pump replaced not too long ago. This is actually the second thermostat that we've put in this thing, and we're still getting overheating issues. After the thermostat, it doesn't overheat for a while, and then after a while of driving, a week or two, give or take, it starts overheating again. So my theory is, and I've been reading on the forums online, and I guess with these aftermarket thermostats, they have a tendency of sticking closed, and it'll cause your car to overheat because you're not circulating coolant through your engine and your radiator, and it's not cooling anything off. The only thing that's cooling off is the coolant that's inside the radiator. It's not circulating at all. So what I did is, since I know it's not I know we're not having head gasket issues, I know that there's no leaks anywhere, it's not consuming coolant. The only place the coolant is going, because we have to top it off, the only place it is going, and I've caught it, is when it starts overheating. It starts coming out of this overflow hose, which starts right here and comes up and connects right here. So whenever your car starts overheating, your radiator cap, which this is also brand new, your radiator cap has a spring right there in the middle, and when it starts building too much pressure, I can't really do it with one hand, but it compresses. So this compresses, and this seal goes down when it's inside the radiator. That seal comes up, which opens up this hole, which allows coolant to go through this hose into your overflow tank. Well, if you start getting too much pressure from overheating, this tank will fill up and it'll start coming out of this overflow hose. So that's where all of our coolant's going. So what I'm gonna do, and which like I said, I've read on the forums and everything, online, and with these aftermarket thermostats, they have a real bad tendency of sticking. So you have to go with the original equipment, the Mopar. I know they might be a little more expensive, but it's a lot better than having to change this thing out, you know, who knows how many times, because this is the second one in less than a month, 2 months. So what I'm gonna do is to eliminate the possibility of this being the issue is, and the only other thing that I could think of is, I also seen a video on YouTube of someone that bypassed the heater core. If you don't know what the heater core is, it's a little tiny little looking radiator under your dash that circulates coolant through it. So winter time or whenever it gets cold out, when you turn your heat on, your blower motor fan inside the cab, that starts blowing the air through that heater core, that little radiator. That's where you get your heat from. I guess on these, they've been known to form pinholes, tiny holes in them, and it'll actually start sucking air in your coolant system. Well, you can't have any air inside your coolant system, because if you do, if you have any air pockets or anything, your car will start overheating. And what he did was, there is the hose, I don't know if you can see that, but right here, this hose is the feed hose, I believe, to the heater core, and that goes inside the dash, and I believe, yeah, it goes inside the dash that way, and from this way it comes underneath, or I think it comes around the back of the motor, and it ties in right here on this hose. So this is part of the heater core hose. He bypassed that after he found out that there was a pinhole in, well, actually that's how he found out there was a hole on the heater cores. He bypassed that hose, and that fixed his issue, his overheating issue. Heater cores are, which I've never had to replace one, but just reading on the forums online on how to replace this one, you have to tear the whole dash apart, electrical, everything. So what I'm gonna do as a last resort is what I did, and I'll go ahead and flip the camera. What I did is I took the housing for the thermostat, and I took the thermostat out. Here's the thermostat, and here, this little pin right here, whenever the car gets to operating temperature, this is supposed to compress. It's actually compressing a little bit, but not very much. See, I actually went over to my trailer, my metal side trailer, and pushed this in really hard, and it barely opens. And how this works is this pin goes inside that hole, and there's a seal around here. This black part, that's a seal. This fits right inside there. So this spring goes like this, I believe. Maybe. I'll put this top piece back on. I'll find out. Nope, other way. This is just how to take it apart if you're gonna try this yourself. But so then this spring gets compressed. I'm gonna set the phone down. Or I'll try it. So there's notches on the side of this plastic right here. Notch on each plastic piece. So what you've got to do is you've got to push this in and then twist it and get it in those notches. So it's not in all the way, but you've got to push this down, push this top piece down to where these outer tabs are going in this direction. You push it down and then you twist it just like this inside those grooves, and then it'll lock in place just like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to Move. Oh, here's a good shot. Okay. So you push down, twist it, and then this whole assembly comes apart and this pops out. There's a thermostat. So we're gonna take this out and we're gonna put it in just like this, because this is brand new. Like, we just got this. And the gasket or the seal and everything is still good. And we're gonna go ahead and throw this back on, fill up the coolant, and see what it does. To get to that, you have to remove the intake, and it's just a screw right here, or a hose clamp right here, hose clamp right here. There is a plastic piece that I already broke, but you've got to pop this out, and it actually goes right here. It's just a rubber grommet that holds it on. See, that piece that broke off is actually still in there. Or and of course the top of the coverage of the motor. Oh, and the mass airflow sensor. Mass airflow sensor. You've got to unplug that, and that plugs in right here. And I'll show you how to put all this back together. But so whenever this is plugged in, well, I can't push it in now for some reason, but this red tab is pushed in. You've got to pull it out like that, and then it unplugs, and then you've got clear access to the thermostat housing. Ooh, got a coolant in there. It takes, you can either use, I believe it's a T20 or T30, T35, or a 10mm socket. I just use a 10mm socket to get these two bolts out. And that's one right there and one right there at the bottom. And they're really easy to get to, but we'll go ahead and throw this back on, and we'll go from there. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the thermostat housing back in. Go ahead and put it back on the upper radiator hose. And there's a little tab to tell you how far to install this hose onto this fitting. There's a little knot or tab right here. You just want to flush the hose up with that. That's as far as you want to go with that hose. All you do is install this back in the hole. Grab your two 10mm bolts. I like to get my bolts in quite a few threads, especially if I'm using power tools. And even with a ratchet, I like to get a few threads in. I know a lot of guys, they'll just start hammering away on bolts without even getting them threaded in first, and with impact wrenches and stuff, and I cringe every time I see that. You don't want to get these very tight. You just want to get them snug. I don't know the torque spec on these, but yeah, you don't got to get it real tight. I'll just use my logometer, I guess you'd call it, my torque wrench. Yeah, just real snug, not too tight. Put the hose clamp back on. I know this isn't as coordinated as my other videos, if you've watched those, my other how-to DIY videos, but as you can see, I'm doing this outside and I don't have a garage anymore, so better work with what you got. So we will go ahead and install the intake. Installing the intake. So push that on. Make sure it's on all the way around. And it is. Get this side. There we go. Go ahead and tighten this. And this is a 8mm bolt for this hose clamp. And tighten these other one up. If I was in my garage, I'd just go ahead and start this, but without it running the air filter through it. But I mean, at least for a little bit, just to make sure I'm not leaking anything on that hose. But I know everything's brand new and it's not going to leak. I'm not worried about it. If I was though, if I was in my garage, I'd start it. I'd go ahead and get that mass airflow sensor plugged back in. And all you do is just push the black part in all the way. Actually, that just walked for me. Oh no, it didn't. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but to disconnect this, see that red piece went down? To disconnect it, you just lift it up, just like that, and it comes right off. And actually what I should have done before I disconnected that was disconnect the battery, but I'll hook my scan tool up to it, reset it. So, got all that back together. We'll go ahead and add coolant and we'll fire it up. Oh wow, that lost a lot of coolant. I barely had any in that last jug. This one was pretty much full. It's what it feels to be about that much left. There's a bunch of rabbits around here. Another thing too I want to show you guys with this system. I don't know if you can see that or not. No. Yep. So that's this right here at the end of my finger. That's a little screw on the top of the thermostat housing. Whenever you're bleeding the coolant, getting the air out of the coolant system, you want to crack that open a little bit to evacuate some of that air that's in the system, any air bubbles. But that one, either the seal went bad or the threads are stripped. And if you ever get one of these, a new one, if you take that screw all the way out, you can see that they're, for one, they're plastic, and two, they're not very deep pitched threads, I guess. That's how I'd say it. So I'm not even gonna mess with that thing because it started leaking on me. And I tried tightening it one time, and then I untightened it a tiny bit and it quit leaking. So I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm just gonna do as much bleeding as I can from the neck of the radiator. We just started the car, topped it off as much as I could. Then when we started the car, as you can see, this is the traditional method of bleeding air out of the cooling system. See those air bubbles? So I let it run for a little bit, put the radiator cap back on it, still full. Go ahead and start putting my stuff away. Hopefully in the near future, we'll have a house and a garage again. I'm gonna save this. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna save this. So I'm wondering if I can just get this piece instead of the whole thermostat housing, which might be cheaper. We'll see. We'll see if this even works. If this works, then we know it was the thermostat sticking. And also a big tell sign that I knew it was the thermostat was when I was over there getting my tools, top radiator hose was super hot. Bottom one was like lukewarm, I guess I'd call it. Hot, a little hotter than lukewarm. The car was almost like a quarter of the way to the hot mark when I felt that radiator hose was super hot. Bottom one was, which it is right there. This hose. That one was warmer than lukewarm, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, so get the stuff put up. We'll go for a drive. And we'll see what that does. I just realized something. I have the old radiator here. Right there. And the hole was on the back. Oh, I can't remember where it was. I'm pretty sure it was around here somewhere. But it was a tiny, tiny pinhole. And you can tell because this one has the rounded neck. If you want to rewind, I guess the radiator that's in there right now has the squared neck, so it comes out straight and straight up. It's got a 90. This one's like a rounded 90. Yeah, there's the old radiator. It's got a hole in it. It's bad. But we'll go for a ride and we'll see if that fixed it. If you guys are wondering about this thing, I'm going to be coming out with a video with this. We need to change most likely the timing chain, the guides, and obviously the tensioners, timing chain tensioners. And we are going to be locking out both cam phasers in this and putting a tune on it. So whenever you, on these Ford Expeditions, whenever you lock the cam phasers out, you need to get a tune for it. Or so I've been told. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. But other than that, and we might need to take a look at the rockers as well, because I've heard these are notorious for going out. But we'll be coming out with a video on that in the near future. But go ahead and take this for a drive. So when I was showing you the radiator and my upcoming videos with the Expedition, while I was showing you all that, I've been letting this thing run. I know when you take the the thermostat out, it's not going to get up to operating temperature, obviously. As long as there's no major issues like the head gasket, or you've got a hole somewhere, or you've got a blockage somewhere in the system, or even a water pump, the splines, whatever. If you got like one of those plastic spline water pumps, the splines come off, you're not circulating any coolant. Well, like I said, as I was showing you all that, I've been letting this thing run. It's not even getting up to halfway on the temperature gauge. It's a little over quarter. And that is a good sign, because when I came here to fix it, and I live just right down the road, when I came here to fix it, I started it, and I like to do this with all cars that I have. I like to let them run for a little bit. Which I know this car was just running pretty recently before I came out and started it. So I didn't let it warm up like I do in the mornings, or after I haven't driven something in a while. I let it warm up for a good 5 minutes or more. I let it idle for about 5 to 10 seconds just to come down on the RPMs. Yeah, let it idle for about 5-10 seconds. Put it in reverse, backed up, started driving. When I started it, it was at a quarter on the temperature gauge, a quarter of the way from half. I don't even live a block, or not a block, I don't even live 2 miles from where I'm at right now. Like I said, right down the road. And as soon as I got down like 2 blocks from where I'm staying, got to half, and then slowly started creeping up toward the hot mark. But if you can see the boulder line right here, right above my finger, just to the right of this H, it was sitting right there. So when I started it, it was at this mark. So you can see where the needle's at right now. Just below it, there's that boulder mark. When I started it, it was right there. By the time I got about 2 blocks down the road, it was clear up. It went clear up to this boulder mark, just to the right of the H. Here's where it is now, as you can obviously see. It's not even at the halfway mark. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a drive. We'll see how it does. Obviously, I know it's not a good thing whenever you run a car without the thermostat, because it's not gonna get up to operating temperature, and the computer's gonna be, I think, sending more fuel to the car, to the injectors. It's gonna be sending more fuel to the car because it's thinking that it's colder than it is. Yeah, all in all, it's not a good thing to run a car without a thermostat. Yeah, we're gonna take this for a drive, take down the road. I'm gonna take it easy at first. All goes well, I'm gonna not hot rod it, but I'm gonna get on it and see what it does from there. And guess I'll be back with the results. We'll be right back. So it's only been a few minutes since that last clip. So I'm going about 60, 61 and a 70. And this isn't a very busy road, so I'm not too worried about other people, but I'm speeding up. 62, 63. Staying right at a quarter. I'll turn the camera and I'll show you. So yeah, just right above a quarter, the quarter mark on the coolant gauge. And that is a very good sign, because like I said earlier when I started the car, I didn't even get 2 blocks down the road and it went clear up almost to the hot mark, the H mark on the coolant gauge. And right now it's staying right above the quarter mark on the coolant gauge. We'll go ahead and get flipped around up here, and then we'll get on it a little bit, a little harder than I did back there. And then we'll watch the gauge and see what that does. We'll get turned around real quick. So we're pulling out now. I'm gonna get on it. Gotta slow down a little bit. This guy's on the side of the road. Okay, now I'll get on it. Just a little bit, not too bad. right at the quarter mark. There's nobody behind me. I'm going to slow down again. About the 30, 35. And then I'll speed up again. And I'll really get on it this time. So about 35. Get on it. I don't even think it moved. And I got on it pretty hard. That is awesome. So that'll about do it for this video. This isn't a permanent fix, this is just temporary. So I do in fact know that it is the thermostat sticking. It's the aftermarket thermostats. We're gonna go ahead and order a Mopar thermostat. Don't have the part number for it, but you can look it up. Yeah, that is awesome. So overheating issue fixed. Just removing the thermostat. But yeah, like I said, it's not permanent, it's just temporary. We're gonna go ahead and order a Mopar one. And if I'm not mistaken, this also goes for other cars and trucks as well. If you have a suspicion that your thermostat is sticking, you can remove it, put everything back together, the hose and the thermostat housing back together with the thermostat out of it. Run the car, see if it overheats, or truck. Run it, see if it overheats. If it doesn't, then there you go. But we'll be coming out with more videos here soon. The next one most likely won't be that Ford Expedition that I was talking about. It'll probably be something else. It'll actually probably be the serpentine belt tensioner that I've got to replace in the Toyota. It's the 2008 Highlander. It's got the 2GR FE, I believe it is. It's a 3.5 liter V6. I'll be coming out with a how-to video on that, how to replace the actual tensioner, not just the pulley, because I've looked on YouTube and Google and I only found about one video that shows you how to replace the tensioner. And it's not very, he didn't put a lot of information into it. He kind of cuts out the sound, and then whenever he's trying to explain something, he kind of just points at it. So I'll be going over, bolt sizes and the steps and to removing it and replacing it. Yeah. Till then, like and subscribe, and we will see you guys on the next one.